So I think there's a lot of energy here, and probably I'd like to just finish by saying what would be the best way to continue the dialogue, because we've talked about team and interprofessional education. If the schools and the faculty aren't getting together, how can we expect the students to get together? If the system hasn't been co-created, but you have separate strategic plans and annual plans and all that, it should probably be a strategic design together rather than separate. How do we do that? Should we do that? The one thing that's very interesting, I don't know how many cities do you have the deans of the various professional schools in the health systems actually having a discussion about the future. I'm not sure that's happening in Milwaukee, in Chicago, or Philadelphia. But just the fact that people come here after a long day to discuss that, I think we could do it here. But how do we do it? I don't know. I'd love to get any reflections on the evenings or how we move forward on that.
Rachel Downs from Health Partners and also in emergency medicine. I don't think that there's a simple answer, but I think what you touched on, Felix, continuing the dialogue and continuing this multidisciplinary engagement is probably where the answer lies. You know, it's fine. There are several of us from emergency medicine sitting here in one little group, and we kind of know what we do in our home base, but there's so much going on throughout the system, and not only throughout, you know, Health Partners and Park Nicollet and Regions, but going to the university and St. Catherine's and you name it. And so I think that the more that we can do to keep these creative juices flowing, the better we will all be set to take things back to our own home base and try and implement them, and trying to also make then things happen that are multidisciplinary.
So one of the things we've been thinking about, and Dave's probably going to have a seizure, is actually having an asynchronous way of continuing this dialogue, is having a platform where we collect all this information and have people have access to it, and then have an asynchronous way of doing it, or continuing these conversations on a regular basis, but not have a big void. Oh, we have this big event. Kind of felt good. It makes sense. We're going to do something. Then we all go do our own stuff. And then in 6 months or 9 months, we have another celebration of togetherness. So I'd like to try that, but also knowing the limitation of that, but also open to other ways or people that have seen how communities have moved forward. Because I think we're moving from organizations to communities and platforms and movements, and how we can turn that into that.